Hey there, Andy. Hope you're having a great time at the show tonight. Your video lesson. Let's hear two things I want to talk about. I'll talk about those two things, and as usual, if you have questions or want me to look at anything, feel free to send it over to me. I'll be out of the studio as of Friday evening, so if you got a question before then, just let me know, and if I got enough time, I'll get back to you before I head on my vacation. So let's get to it. So we're going to talk about first thing is using the cage chords that we talked about previously to help us in our fretboard knowledge and soloing. So we talked before about how we can use the E form bar chord and we chop up into a small piece, right? So this here, instead of playing this or playing this, we try to play it as like a single line. It was all related back to this chord shape right here. We take that little arpeggio, we add the sixth to it right here, that A, and then we add that B right there, which is that color tone of major 7. So if we play that, right, if I add the other note in, right, so you can actually hear it. Right, that's that color tone that we want to get in our ear and recognize by sound. So the one I want to give you today is the C form C chord. That's based off of your C shape right down here, right? What we're going to do is we're going to play, I tabbed this out for you too. So you're going to put your C chord voicing over here. Where the idea behind this is like, yeah, we can strum this if we want to. We can play chords that way. But we're going to be more interested in what it can do for us as single lines and small pieces. So if I play that C form C chord as a block shape, that's that first thing right there on that handout, right? And then what I'll do is I'll practice playing it as single notes. And then I'm going to add this 15th fret up here because that's still part of the chord. It's the note G, right? So I have C, E, G, C, E, and then there's my other G right there. So we play the arpeggio that way. Fun fact, Trey Anastasia used that in You Enjoy Myself. It's a Fish tune, and that's the main arpeggio that uses in that tune. So this is used by a lot of solo lead players. So I play that. And then what I want to do after that is I want to add the note B to that. When you do this, you want to add the color tone on the higher strings. You can play them in the middle, but I found it pops out a bit nicer if you use if you put that at the very top of the arpeggio. That way you use this as like your home base. Right, so that's the C chord right there. If I move, because that's your C. If I move it down here to an A, there's an A major arpeggio. G major arpeggio, F major arpeggio, right? And it makes it sound interesting. So what I'll do is I'll play the C arpeggio, get that under my fingers first, make sure I know where everything is. Then once I have that, I'm going to add in the note B up here in the high position. And if I solo with that, the minor section, A minor, G. For that, we'll probably have to talk another day. I'll probably wait till you get this chord down first before I do that. Oops, wrong note. So that's what I'd like you to do is get used to that chord voicing and then that solo shape right there. And then what you want to do is you want to start, and this is, I'm giving you a lecture just because I'll be out next week, is that you want to practice connecting the cage shapes that you've already done with C. So, for example, I have this shape right here, right? And then I go to this shape over here. And what I want to do is I want to connect those two things. And almost think of it as like a circle, right? I'm doing big loops with those two arpeggio shapes. Right? There's no real right or wrong as how you loop them, but that way I would do it. And then what you can do is do the first one we did and then move into the second one. It sounds like this. Major pentatonic, arpeggio, right? So that's what I would do with that one right there. So cool. So work on that for me. Like I said, if you have any questions about that, feel free to send it over my way. You have my attention until Friday, and at that point I'll be on vacation. But if you leave it in my inbox, I'll see it when I kind of pop in the studio next time. So all right, man. Hope you have a great time, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Take care.